I had a glorious opportunity to go off at a tangent. You know, I hate being boxed and labelled. So if somebody had just gone, ooh, serious drama, ooh, I'd have been a bit disappointed. I'm an actor and I like to be as flexible as I possibly can be. So I was given the opportunity immediately to go and do something really quite wild and wacky. You know, I think I knew that, you know, this was somebody with a lot of power, but far too young really to deal with it. But she sort of grew into it. And because she was, I thought of her like an infanta. So, you know, somebody who everybody was kowtowing to and saying yes to, whilst politicking like mad in the background, always knowing that they could easily have their head snipped off on a whim from her, you know, and there'd be nothing they could do about it. So all these sort of bowing and scraping and dancing courtiers. And she was obviously somebody who had crushes, because, I mean, let's face it, I don't think she ever did anything of great significance with boys. So I think she had, you know, crushes. It was sort of like the Pony Club and Men in Tights. You know, perfect combo for her. She big, bulbous tights. But it never really, nothing ever came to fruition, so she was always in that sort of suspended state of not quite adolescence, you know. I had a friend at secondary school, and we did have a sort of a language. I think she was largely responsible for initiating it, but I found it very endearing and appealing, and so we would sort of talk. This was secondary school, not junior school, for God's sake. Shoot me now. And we would just talk in this, you know, slightly sweet, little girly kind of way, and slightly whispery sometimes, and you know, and sort of just talk like that, and it's like a little baby voice kind of thing. And it's this sort of sense of wonder that I think Elizabeth had. So, you know, that little girl, that little infanta part of her, which was, you know, either directed towards herself, wonder at herself, or wonder at somebody in the court, or wondering in a more general and intellectual way about her empire, you know, because the world was opening up through trade and exploration, and everything was a sense of wonder, was to be celebrated or denigrated in court, you know. So somewhere in my brain, I don't remember thinking those exact thoughts at the time, but it felt right for her, you know, and also allowed her behaviours that, you know, weren't really would otherwise really just be frowned upon, I suppose. You know, she was just... I mean, Stephen is he's so solid crew, you know, he's fantastic. He's the Queen's ear. He's always there to support the Queen, because if he didn't, he'd get his head cut off. But, you know, he was this venerable bead next to me, with much, much older than his years. There's extraordinary gravitas and maturity. That's what I remember. And the height, I remember, his marvellous height, and his presence was sort of adding to the extremes that I was talking about. You've got Nursey, who's sort of practically spherical, and then I'm sort of like this little firework or something in the middle, ruffled hair and skirt, and Melchi's, you know, this wonderful lugubrious long streak of piss next to me. It's fantastic. No, Bertie's the long streak of piss, really, isn't he? But I thought it was wonderful. And it reminded me of... his character reminded me a bit of something I used to watch all the time, which was Nog in the Nog. There's Thorn Ogson. He reminded me a little bit of Thorn Ogson. So I was very taken with him.